Hello, hello, hello.
Hey
Welcome back to
guys,
Bravo Wow Black episode 8.
I'm so
How are you
excited.
guys? How is everyone? Like, there's just been so many changes that our heads are spinning, you guys. Like, there's just like so much. Did you hear about all these changes? And then, like, okay, now it's like, what do we freaking watch? Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is over. Real Housewives of New York is over. We have Potomac. Thank Lord we have Potomac. But what am I doing Monday through Friday except Watch What Happens Live?
Well, we have the Salt Lake City ladies coming soon. We also have
Not
another
soon enough.
season of Married to Medicine coming soon.
And they
Um
haven't even been announced yet. We just know that
I just
Carrie is
know.
back and Lisa is back
And
and
and Miss Toya Bush
Toya
Harris has been posting her ass off
showing
on the Instagram.
showing out, honey. Serving looks. So let's just jump right into it. So Real Housewives of New York concluded their, in-person reunion, which was so refreshing, even though it just made me nervous because they had to keep telling them, like, guys, you can't touch, you can't touch, and they tried to like keep hugging each other, and then Andy Cohen is like, oh, you can't touch, and then at the end he takes a group selfie, which was definitely not 6 feet apart, but I get it, they've been tested, so
They
it's
did the
like
best they
whatever,
could.
dude, they freaking been tested, so it's whatever.
And listen, with
um
Ramona in the room, I already knew that somebody was gonna mess up on the social
she doesn't
distance.
wear masks on the water, she doesn't wear masks on the water. Well, I don't even understand on the ocean, like what the okay, don't wear a mask on the ocean, but what you can wear a mask at is literally everywhere else, like on land. Like, stop with this bullshit. um Everyone is talking about how they understand why Dorinda got fired. And I have not changed my stance. I don't know if I made it clear,
Mhm.
but I'm still Team Dorinda. 100%. I
Same.
feel that she picked on Tinsley all season. She was pretty fucking toxic all season, but at the end of the day, she was going through some shit. And she was going through some shit last season too. And then I just don't like the hypocrisy of, like, all of a sudden everyone is Team Tinsley when it's like these are the same people who called Tinsley boring, who didn't care about Tinsley at all. And all of a sudden it's like, no, Dorinda deserves what happened because she bullied Tinsley. Tinsley is a grown ass woman, number one. And number
Thank
two,
you.
you guys act as if you don't get mad at your friend when, okay, we've all been in this situation, I feel, Aaron. You have a
Mhm.
friend and they keep going back to the guy that not good, not even just keep going back, but hiding it from you. That's what boils my blood.
Oh my
And me
god.
as a Capricorn, it's all about loyalty. Like, don't you sit here and lie in my face because
Have
I know
we
you saw
went
that
through
man.
something similar to this? Why do I feel so attacked?
Maybe
But
I'm talking about you, but it's like when you find out your friend is going back to the dude
I get
who
it.
has been wasting your time, and it's like, bro, you're not gonna. And then if you did that on TV, Aaron, I would act the same way. Like, I would
No,
bully
I know you would. I know you would. You'd probably
I
throw
would
something at
bully you,
me.
and I would literally break the fourth wall, especially if you decided to fucking leave and go to Chicago, and then someone else brings you up at the finale. I'm like, no,
You
fuck
need to
Aaron.
rip the shirt off my back, and I give you full permission because at that point, I've lost my goddamn mind.
And it's like, I get it because she like changed the dynamic of the show. She's fucking up the show. You don't leave half of the season after you spent the season lying. Like, okay, I want to, give this disclaimer congratulations to Tinsley and Scott. You know, I'm so glad you guys are happy. Like, I'm not being a hater. I'm just talking about from Dorinda's point. Like, I would be mad too. So, like, stop it. Stop attacking Dorinda, especially because Rihanna loves Dorinda.
Especially
So,
just don't run game on Dorinda.
No, damn. Well,
I wish you guys could see my finger pointed in the air right now because
I haven't felt that intimidated since Mob Wives. Like, don't you dare working behind my back.
Listen, that's a whole nother.
My favorite part of the reunion, as everyone else's, is Andy picking up the text messages.
Yes. Because I was like, is he gonna bend over to get them? And he showed it.
Thank Lord, our messy king. But guess what? They weren't even. I heard that they were literally just messages of support from Ramona to Dorinda.
I believe it.
Yeah, so that's what she was trying to prove. But my whole thing is, y'all gonna get off Dorinda back, and hopefully she's coming back, and there's nothing you hoes can do about it. Not you guys are hoes,
and we might be standing by that. I'm just kidding, guys. But I really would like to see Dorinda back next season. I feel like she hasn't done anything that the other housewives haven't done. You know, everybody goes through their season where they flip the fuck out and they have their own bullshit going on. So, you know, they get caught up.
And she even admitted that she probably should have took the season off to deal with her shit. And that's what she's probably going to do. The season after this upcoming one, I want her back. Period. She's given us so much. And I hate when people like give us so much and then when they screw up, it's just like, they need to go. Like,
they need to go. I'm like, all the seasons that they've given us good ass content and you're just gonna give up on us so easy.
Like, imagine if we say something. I know it's bound to happen. We're gonna say something fucked up on our podcast. We're going to say something fucked up on our podcast, and we need you to ride with us because we are sorry in advance, but sometimes we're going to lose our shit.
Exactly. And then on top of that, did we not see Dorinda pulled Luann? Well, she didn't pull her to the side, but she definitely apologized to her on the reunion, as well as Leah. So
it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Fuck off.
Fuck off. And it's like, it's unneeded. But speaking of Leah, there were, people were up in flames about Leah's making $3,000 an episode, child. Like, that doesn't even cover wardrobe. $3,000 an episode. My Fashion Nova
don't say. Listen.
Well, okay, not my Fashion, but my Net-a-Porter. It would cost $3,000 an episode, which I thought was fine. That's how she made because it was her first season. Yeah. But I heard that they weren't trying to give her like a significant amount more for the upcoming season, and I'm like, oh no, y'all gotta run her money.
You need to run those coins because number one, glam is very much serious. Okay,
even though we're not in Beverly Hills, glam is a part of every franchise.
Unless we're about to use some Elf products.
Listen,
get out.
Do not come for Elf now. Hold on.
No, I'm just saying because listen, I have no problem with Elf, but we all know that
what are we trying to say?
Is the more affordable brand. There you go. See, I said that correct.
No, you're completely right. I just like to start drama. But what I heard was that they not only did she say like in her comment section that she's coming back, but they upped it allegedly, child, to $10,000 an episode. And I'm like, now we're talking. Now we're talking.
Yes.
Okay, in my New York accent.
That could do a little something. You still might have to be on a slight budget. But
and that's fine because I'm sorry, like as much as I love Leah and I'm fighting for her to get more pay and she got more pay, let's not act like she's been there this whole time. Like this is her second season, so there's no reason she needs to be making $1 million a season. Like, I don't know what y'all want. I know she's very entertaining and I look forward to seeing her. She is switching things up and we love her.
Leah Mob.
Married to the mob per. So that was just the ending of Real Housewives of New York. I think we already did our MVP for that.
Yeah.
But we're talking about next season, and next season is definitely some things are going to be switching up, and this means that they're adding a woman of color, or maybe even
Ooh.
more than one woman of color. Um, I think her name is. Well, first I want to mention Ashley Quarles, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. I heard about her. She's in fashion, I think, and she works for, I believe, the Daily Mail, and
Yeah.
she's friends with Sonia, and she was recently photographed on Sonia's profile. And I'm nosy, and I always like to talk to the housewives, even if I'm talking to myself. Sometimes they comment back, sometimes they don't, but Sonia usually comments back. Sonia and Luann, those are my girls. So I said that Alicia would make such a great addition to Real Housewives of New York. And you know what Sonia said?
What did she say?
She was like, yes, she would. Now, that is not confirming that she's coming back, but I like that she agrees that she would make a good addition. And then there's another person. Well, what happened was someone said that they spoke to Bravo and she just talked with them, but she is absolutely not joining. But they'd be lying, so I don't know. But there's another name on the list. Her name is Brashawn Shaw, and I've been creeping on her profile, and she's just a phenomenal woman. Like, she beat breast cancer.
A
She's
business coach.
a business coach. She does it all, honey. Like, she is a motivational speaker. So she would make such a great addition. And I kind of wish Dorinda was like on this season,
Yeah.
because Dorinda could use that in her life, and Luann could use that in her life, and Leah could use that in her life. Not that motivational speakers are like therapists, but they are in my mind. I think that a lot of people would benefit from Bershawn Shaw, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And she's Black, so it's like, it's time to switch it up. It's time to shake it up. And she's gorgeous. Go check her out. Go stalk her Instagram. Go send her some love. Maybe even tell her Bravo While Black shouted you out, And we look forward to seeing her, hopefully. Andy last night on Real Housewives of not Real Housewives, on Watch What Happens Live, Wendy Williams asked him, oh, I heard you got a Black girl coming, like, straight up. And he's like crossing his fingers, like, hopefully, So yeah, I'm excited to see it, and I'm here, and this is what we've been asking for.
Diversity, people.
Diversity across the board, honey. Next, we have Southern Charm. Okay, y'all.
I know this is your shit. Listen. Southern Charm is literally your shit.
He's got money. He's in magazines. He's got more honeys than any honeybee. If you didn't know, that's how the theme song goes. And every single time it comes on, I sing it to the top of my lungs. It's something about Bravo theme songs that hit different. Like, I really wish that
it's the Watch What
Real
Happens
Housewives
live song for me.
Watch
Like,
What Happens Live. Yeah, I love that. And then
on Bravo TV.
That one has so much flavor. And it's like, you don't really know what they're saying, but you're like, you feel it.
I don't, but if Andy ever needs me to remake it, I'm down for it.
Talented, multi-talented. I think what hits the most, like, I know that some people like Bravo. We were recently on her live, guys, so go check that out on her profile. But anyways, she likes the Summer House theme song. And I found out that the Summer House theme song is actually sung by Dina Deadly, who did the Vanderpump Rules theme song.
You know that it's our time. These are the best days of my life.
Just right.
Your glasses high. This one's for you.
Imagine if we get sued for singing the fucking theme song.
Don't say that.
I have never like looked up the rules of are you allowed to sing the full
Well,
theme
guys, we
songs
didn't
that
even sing it right or good. So, like, listen.
we hold on, no. I was hitting all my notes and all my lyrics. Maybe you weren't.
Okay,
But
I'm just trying not to get sued. So if you were, honey, that's on you. But I know I wasn't. Okay.
disclaimer, Aaron and I were both singing the song, but it's only to promote the show, and please don't sue us. We will literally redact this part of the
Not
podcast
redact.
the same way we will redact
Stop.
that Schroeder girl, period. So, anyways, what was I even saying?
We
Southern
were
Charm.
talking
Okay.
about Southern Charm.
Southern freaking Charm. So it was a little dry after Thomas Ravenel left. Okay, like that season was whatever, but you know I have nothing better to do, so obviously I watched it, and I was just wondering like, okay, so recently before they even started filming, Cameron left, Naomi left, Madison's still there, Austin is still there, Craig is still there, Shep is still there. They actually Chelsea left also. So I'm like Chelsea, Naomi, and Cameron, which Cameron is like one of the main characters and she is actually the narrator. So I'm like, how are you even gonna have a show without Cameron? And then on top of that, like after they announced that they left, Catherine did this racist shit where, you know, she was trying to promote her friend's Trump rally and an activist messaged her friend about it. And then Catherine inserted herself into it. And she used the monkey emojis while she was talking to the Black woman who was confronting her about the Trump rally. So I was like, trash garbage, as if she wasn't already trash garbage. So what they did was, I'm like, okay, 3 people are leaving. Catherine is ignorant as fuck. How are you going to even come back from that, especially after this whole Black Lives Matter reawakening movement? And I think from the trailer that was recently released, they did this in the best way possible. I've even talked to a lot of like people that follow us and, you know, people that are obsessed with Bravo. They're like, you know what? We weren't going to watch the new season, but after seeing the trailer, we definitely want to watch the new season because they started taping again and again and again, and we really weren't sure if there was going to be another season. But in the new trailer, it's like they're tackling coronavirus, they're tackling, you know, Austin and Madison's relationship, but more importantly, they are tackling Black Lives Matter, and they are tackling what Catherine did, and they're adding people of color to the show to shake this shit up. So I'm absolutely so excited because it's like you can't not talk about it. And you know, NBC Universal / Bravo made a pledge that, you know, things are going to be a changing, and this is definitely a change because usually they like sweep shit like this under the rug or not talk about it. But
I'm very happy to hear it.
yeah,
Honestly, I gotta catch up. You know,
yeah. No,
I
for
have
sure.
to catch up, and
You have
then
time.
I'll be tuned in to this new season so I can talk about it with you guys. So I can tell you a little bit more about the cast.
Listen, okay.
But I'm so happy to hear that Bravo is making diversity like a big thing.
Yeah, they are like across the board, and then not just having diversity, but like actually like talking about these issues, because there was a part where you know how they're like taking down all these statues of these racist slave owners,
right?
So they were filming at one of those statue like ceremonies where they're taking it down, and it's literally one of Catherine's, like one of the main stars. That's her descendant, like her great grandpa or some shit. So that's going to be interesting how she reacts to that, especially when she got into this whole racist scandal, and then on top of that, I think she's dating a black guy or dated a black guy.
That's a little
So
bit awkward.
it's like so much going on, and I'm like, okay, now I'm like, I was gonna watch it anyway, but I'm like, okay, now this is what I want to see. I want to see you guys address this shit. I want to see you guys bring in people to check their white privilege. And this new member, her name is Lena Bonaparte or Bonaparte. I don't know how to pronounce it because, she's brand new, but I like her already. Yes. On that freaking trailer. So what we're going to do is read her bio. Leva, I don't know, something like that. It's Leva Bonaparte, and she's gorgeous. So her bio on BravoTV.com says, admittedly a bit complicated, Leva's life is one of the culturally diverse experiences. She is Persian and was born in India, but spent her years growing up in Canada and Bolivia. She began traveling to the deep South after her family's multinational business expanded into Charleston 18 years ago. It was there that she met her husband, Lamar Black, a Charleston native with whom she shares a 2-year-old son. Aside from being a mom and dad, she and Lamar are also business partners dominating the Charleston nightlife and hospitality scene. This season, Leva is on a quest to alter the social landscape of her adopted hometown, advocating for a new South that embraces her family's varied culture and promises a brighter future. After years of mingling with the charmers in the same social circles, she does not shy away from tough conversations with her friends and unapologetically calls them out in the hope of shifting their perspectives. So basically, we've about to shake shit up.
Pretty much.
In summation, Leva is about to drag these bitches, and I am here for it. Like, just judging from that freaking trailer. And then there's another girl that I saw in the trailer. She didn't really talk much. I don't think she's a main cast member. She might be a friend. She's this gorgeous, gorgeous model. Her name is Benita Aspen.
I love her name.
Yes, and on her blog, it says that she's a Charleston native. So these people are from Charleston, honey.
Yes.
Period. Her journey.
The fashion. I want to point that out. If you guys don't know who that is, go on her Instagram and please check them pictures out because she serves looks.
And literally, the photography, the angles, her skin, her fashion, everything about this girl, I'm enamored by her. This is what I wanted. This is Black girl magic. This is Black excellence. It says she's a Charleston native. This is not on Bravo, but her blog. Her journey has afforded her hands-on experience in the fashion, modeling, and creative sectors. Her open-minded approach to life has allowed her a vast array of experiences, while her infectious personality has won her many friends and connections in the Charleston area and beyond. So I'm excited to see Miss Benita Aspen too.
I am too. And who's writing these bios? Because if I ever get on the show, can you please write my bio? Because I want to sound...
This is Aaron.
Just as interesting. Don't start. Don't, because I want it to sound just like...
I got you. I'm a good PR bitch. No matter how hood rat I can get on here.
Because we literally can't say Aaron sits down and eats hot and spicy peanuts and watches... Why
not? Do you
I don't want to talk about those parts.
Well, fine. We can leave some stuff out, but you can't be a fake bitch.
I have to sound interesting, and then once I get on the camera, I'll show my ass. Once you've seen all the interesting parts, then you'll see
the code switching. The code switching, honey. I got you. But yeah, her bio wasn't on Bravo, but her bio was on her blog. But the funny thing about bios is like they did the Southern Charm bios flawlessly, but something about those Real Housewives of Salt Lake City bios were so rushed. There was so many errors, grammatical, spelling, and like 7 words together.
And my thing
so
is,
funny.
what's the rush when this shit comes out and like
next year, like it's in November, you guys. But you know, like you could have just like proofread it, or if you're tired, like give it to your homie to proofread.
You know what I just realized?
What?
And not to be funny, Bravo, because I know you might take this as me being funny, but why in the hell is there a Real Housewives of Salt Lake City trailer before a Married to Medicine trailer?
Maybe they're because what happened was that
Is this the same producer? Is this the producer that keeps coming out? Is he responsible for this?
No, listen, different franchises has different producers. Purveyors of Pop, I believe, produces the Married to Medicines, if I'm not mistaken, and then Evolution produces the Housewives. But to be fair, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City was announced last November. So it's been so long.
That's true.
Like, it's been literally too long. Whereas Married to Medicine, they can film their shit and like put it up.
Pretty much what I'm saying is I just want to see that trailer. So I guess what I'm trying to say is.
So basically you want to know where's the Married to Medicine trailer.
Bravo, where's this Married to Medicine trailer at? And why? Listen, that's a whole nother time, but I have a few questions to ask when that time comes, and best believe I'm going to ask those questions.
Listen, no one's trying to stop you from asking questions. I'm just trying to explain to you.
I want to know where Quad is. Like, what is going on?
This Quad. She got it. She got it. I want to know where the fuck Mariah is, and like
so threatening.
Like I have my questions too. Like I love Mariah. Mariah's my favorite. Like
one thing I am kind of happy about, and I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "Why though?" If you fuck with Quad. And here's the thing, Lisa Nicole.
How are you gonna make a case?
And
go ahead.
The reality TV magic, you can say what you want. You might not like her, but she brings that drama. Like,
does she?
She definitely does. She definitely does. And I look forward to hearing it. Honey, absolutely. I'm not even going to be messy. You're
going to ask me,
there's a lot of moments that I could bring up that, Lisa Nicole did her thing. But I'm not, because if I bring up those moments, then I would be shading a few of my faves, and I cannot do that. So we're going to do things the right way.
Well, okay.
I look forward to seeing it, Bravo. Thanks.
So at least we have one person excited for Lisa Nicole coming back.
Did you say what?
What? What? I
don't want to be so. And listen, it's not so much her, but I'm excited for the drama. Okay.
No, yeah, you can be excited about her and the drama. We all have our faves. It's just that
yours is Carrie.
I like her, but not as much as Mariah. Like, I want Mariah back. But yes, you're right. If I'm excited about anyone coming back out of Lisa and Carrie, I like Carrie better. I just like how she flows into the mix. I liked her friendship with Toya. I just liked her.
I could see that.
Just like you liked Lisa.
I could see who made this.
Because, like,
I can see it.
Like, don't.
I feel like
because you're trying to make me name how Carrie is more interesting than Lisa.
Who
right
that?
now? You were like, oh, you like Carrie better, like. Like, don't
I'm
bring
just
up
saying,
Carrie.
listen, they are
If
both
you like, my
two.
thing is, if you like Lisa, just stand in the paint and say you like Lisa. Don't bring in the fact that I was
I'm not
more
gonna
excited
stand in the
about
paint.
Carrie.
I'm not gonna stand in the paint on that because
Why?
I'm
What's
not.
wrong?
I have
What's
my own
wrong?
reasons. I'm not.
You know what? So
I'm not.
speaking of Married to Medicine and our faves, me and Taria of the
Right.
What Else Is Going On podcast. We are heavenly stands, okay?
We are.
So if you guys aren't listening to the What Else Is Going On podcast, you definitely should. And you even have a better reason to listen to it because we are going to be guests on her podcast. And honey, we had a good old time. When I say that we
We
had a good old
did.
time, we literally we were going to do an hour or an hour and a half. And we ended up talking for like 2 hours and like 15 minutes, 2 hours, 30. I've never talked that much in my life. Like I felt like,
Yes.
you know, when your mom friends like sees her in the grocery store and like you just start, they talk for
That's
like 3
honestly how it
hours.
felt.
That's how it felt. And like we were literally so hungry during it, but we didn't want to end the conversation. It was such a fun podcast to be on.
It's Taria's energy. It's Taria's
Yes.
smile. Honestly,
Yes.
it's her laughter. It's
I
everything. She was
love
so
her.
nice, so welcoming. I have never, number one, been on. I've never done anything like that. So
Yeah, we've never guested before. We didn't even realize that guesting
yes,
was like a thing. Like when we started this, we were just like, we don't really think anyone's gonna like listen to us, but it's just fun to talk about. And it's like, thank you for you guys listening to us and following us and forwarding us and sharing us. But then like now we realize, you know what, we're gonna have to guest on people's shows and we're gonna have to bring on guests.
yes,
So she's probably gonna be our first guess, I feel, because
that's yes.
after our 10th episode, we definitely need a guest, and she was amazing, and we want to talk to her some more. And if you guys haven't been listening to her, you're going to listen to her after you listen to her podcast and you listen to our podcast with her on it. So
Now
shout
our
out.
our podcast might not be as long as hers because
You know
my
us.
girl Taria,
She has like a freaking like
she puts in those
she
hours.
has a newsroom. Like she literally has the best like microphone equipment. She
I
has a
love it.
professional editor, aka her husband. Like she is in it. And us, we're just like, bitch, I sent you the Zoom link. And that was pretty like
I email you the Zoom link. Why
I
aren't you
emailed the
on?
Zoom link. And I'm like, oh, give me 10 minutes. I need to get some Gatorade. Like
I love it. But you know, she was so like warm
loving.
and welcoming. I loved it.
Yeah,
Best experience ever.
I would love to guest on it again. So just putting that out there in the universe. And that was after we did Oh No Bravo's live, which is
Yes.
another thing that you guys should check out. We freaking love Oh No Bravo. She will also be on our podcast
Her
because
shades. I
she's
love
so
it.
fun. Oh my god, she's just like Batman. It's like, who is she? The interest of who she is just like it's peaked. And like I had my shades, you had your shades, she had her shades. People were commenting. If you
The
guys
only thing is
commenting,
I just wish my shades were a little bit cooler because I felt like I felt kind of
no,
ambushed, okay
you were
guys?
actually cool though. You're the one who like had the mini shades trying to be like a photo shoot when we're like actually trying to cover our faces.
I felt like I was about to do a photo shoot and everybody else, it looks like wacky tacky day. And I just felt
Wow.
ambushed. I felt like glam wasn't on my side. I felt like I did not get a warning.
Wacky tacky?
Would I say wacky
Hater
tacky?
blockers, wacky tacky. You bitch. I didn't even know you felt that way.
I do
It's
not
not
feel...
my fault that you decided that you wanted to be in an H&M
Why
ad.
am I being attacked
In
right
H&M
now when
because you
I'm
just
literally
called my
victimizing myself? I'm too busy victimizing myself. Give
okay,
me some time to do
redacted.
that. Because number one, I felt ambushed. I
Why?
literally
I
showed
literally
up.
even told
Nobody
you.
told me anything.
A
Nobody.
lie. I will literally bring out receipts like Andy
Don't
Cohen.
print
Like I will
out.
literally print them out and I will send them individually to our followers.
All I'm gonna say is text messages can be made up.
Can't Wow. Okay, you know what? Wow, Bethany. Wow. Anyways, child. So yeah, we were on Oh No Bravo's live. Check that out. We were on Taria's podcast. Check that out. And then, stay tuned because after our 10th episode, we're going to start guesting. And that's just that on that.
So, Kaya,
What's up?
I want to know what happened on this Bravo chat room.
Oh, that new show. The new show with it's Giselle from Potomac, obviously, Portia from Atlanta, Hannah from Summer House, that's my shit, and Kate Chastain from Below Deck. And it's a cute little show. Like, it's not anything, it's not like as heavy as The View. It's not as long as The Real. It's just like very Bravo specific, and they like address things with real life news and their own like lives and quarantine, and even the whole redacted Schroeder Tamron Hall interview. Portia actually, let me read y'all the quote that Portia said, because that was a word, because Portia was not having it. But yeah, I like it. It was a nice show, and it comes back on tonight. But she said, I'm scrolling on my Twitter. We didn't need to know your side because we already know your side. And that's why you're not on Bravo anymore. That is Portia Hosea Williams the third on Redacted Schroeder, and that literally gave me my entire life. But yeah, so Giselle talked about those last few seconds of Real Housewives of Potomac, which we're going to get into. And basically what happened was Giselle's dad didn't know that he was mic'd up, and it recorded him saying that he doesn't want her with Jamal because Jamal has 6 or 7 kids.
Oh, this sounds like some shit my mom would use.
Literally, that's why my mom will not be mic'd. She will be in the background taking care of me, like serving looks.
The mic, your mic.
She will not be mic'd. She will be serving looks. She will be taking care of me. She will be on my side, but she will not have her own microphone. And that's that.
No, she will not have her own microphone.
She is not allowed her own microphone. So Giselle talked about it, and she's like, my father is 82 years old, like he's a straight shooter. So, he said what he said, but at the end of the day, he said what he said. And at the end of the day, he's happy as long as I'm happy. And if we get married again, he would walk me down the aisle. And we have to remember that this was a year ago, almost, you guys. So, he might have, I doubt it, but he might have changed his mind by now.
And then on top of that, that's her father. At the end of the day, he has her best interest. He's seen certain things that causes him to think the way that he thinks. So, that's that.
It is what it is. And that was just, anyways. So yeah, that was the highlight of Giselle's part. Like, we got to get into Potomac later. But what else happened? Yeah, Portia talked about her activism, of course, and she did a little like TikTok, like she taught them how to dance because she likes to do TikTok. So they did a little TikTok dance together. It was cute, like it was light.
Love Portia.
Who else? Oh yeah, Hannah from Summer House. She talked about her new man, honey, and her new man is a comedian, and he is 15 years older than her.
Cause when you're 15 and
y'all know that Taylor Swift song.
Y'all know it.
Don't act like you haven't listened. Anyway, so he's 15 years older than her, and she actually loves it. She recommends it. She recommends it. She's like, they know what they're doing.
I believe it. I believe it.
And she's like, just guys my age are literally, she's 29 and he is 44. So she's like, guys my age are like, it's time for you guys to get older men. And I thought about myself, and I'm like, maybe I should get an older man.
You have to try something different
Yeah.
if
Like, look
what
at
you've been
Lala.
trying doesn't work. Like,
Well, what I've been doing absolutely hasn't worked. So thank you, Hannah, because I might actually like apply that to my real life, honey. Like, look at Lala. She is dating Randall, and Randall, I think he's like 47, so he's like 17 years older than her. And she has a ring on her finger. She's flying in the PJ, and she had a baby on the way.
and ain't
Like,
nobody got
hello,
it feeling like I'm feeling
feeling you,
you, like I'm feeling you,
feeling you,
like I'm feeling you,
feeling you.
boy. I know you guys thought that was
Wait,
literally La La Camp, but it's not. It's
was
me.
Lala in the room with you? Did she fly
Just for a
from
second. She couldn't stay long.
she had to go hang out with Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly, you guys, but it's okay. She was there for a little duet. But yeah, so I mean, have you thought about dating an older guy?
Um, I feel like it could be beneficial to you, but at the same time, you know what I feel also? I feel like without uh, um if we're young, like wouldn't we lack maturity?
What do you mean, lack
I
maturity?
don't know. I feel
If
like
he's older than you?
would we be more mature enough to handle an
Oh,
older
are
man, you
we
know?
mature enough to
Yeah.
handle? Oh, I'm like, what do you mean he's older?
I'm sorry
Well,
guys, it was the tongue. I had to
yeah, no, I get it. What he was saying is like, are we going to be able to, be mature enough to date someone
yeah,
older, like in their
like
40s, while we're in our 20s?
would you
I,
be able to have that? Because this man is an established man who's already, he's went through his own battles,
yeah,
he's had his own
especially,
experiences.
mm-hmm,
And it's
mm-hmm.
just certain things where I might feel like, I know what I'm talking about. And he might be like,
No, you don't. You're
you
too
don't know
young.
shit.
It's like with Karen and Ray, their age difference. She talks about it all the
Yeah.
time. She married someone 17 years older than her, and like now she's like in the prime of her life, and he kind of just wants to like fucking chill and retire. And like I totally like get that.
Yeah.
I feel like it definitely comes out when you get older.
So I think if you do think about that, I think you should also think about, am I ready to settle down and
Yeah,
change pretty much, I'm not going to say change most of your behavior, but you
a
would
lot
have
of
to
it though.
change a lot of your behavior.
Make sure
And
that you have like your young
yeah.
experiences. Like make sure you get all the
Oh,
partying
wild
out.
out. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
wild
make sure you
out.
get all
Do
the
what you
partying out. Make sure you shake the hoe out like Florence in the
shake
Machine.
that ass
Yeah.
for
And then
365 nights straight.
yeah,
And
and then you
then
go and settle down and you like, okay, now it's time to find me someone.
isn't it funny how it works? Like,
Well, I don't blame it because these dudes, man, this
yeah,
generation is not, especially being women mature faster than men. Like this is
yeah.
just a Fendi fact. And it's like I don't have time to raise you. I ain't your mama. Like I'm just not. And
King Razor me. I'm not even
exactly.
gonna get started on that because that's like a whole thing, but
It's too much. So
it's
I
too
definitely
much. We're
understand.
going through a pandemic, sir. Like, I don't have time to tell you what
Oh, how to act during a pandemic.
I don't.
Are
I
you
don't.
serious to me? You can't text me back during a pandemic.
Hey, I got a question. When the fuck are you coming home?
That was a Mom Wives reference for people who don't understand what Aaron is saying.
That was a Drita moment,
When
guys.
Drita asked her husband, like when he was coming home, because everyone seemed to know
Everybody
when he
seems
was
to
coming
know
home.
except me.
Everyone seemed to know except Drita when her husband was coming home.
And I felt that shit because I get tired of dicking around. And I'm gonna say it like that because it's true.
That's exactly what these guys are doing in our generation. Not all guys, obviously. There's exceptions, but just like
Few.
when you when you want to settle down, you might want to look older. And then on top of that, it's like at the end of the day, if I want to be older, it's gonna be someone who is well off, who has an established business.
Absolutely.
And then it's like, at least if I get played by an older man, you know that I got something out of it.
Oh,
I got
yeah.
an LLC. Okay, I got an LLC. I might have got a car.
honey.
I might have got a car, a purse, something. Because these young dudes.
This LLC.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you. Let me plug in. Yeah, we will be having merch coming within the next few months. So make sure that you buy our merch. We are still in the process of planning it. But yeah. So yeah, I'm going to come out of a relationship with an older dude if I get played with something. Like when you come out of a relationship with a younger dude, you sometimes just don't come out with anything but a baby. And it's like...
Or a headache. Or just some annoying ass shit that you don't have the time to deal with. But we're not even going to start with that. Okay.
We always say we're not gonna get into it, and then we get into it, and that's just what happens.
Because I could go on for hours and hours, but I'm not.
We don't have enough time on Buzzsprout. So we get, I think, 4 hours a month.
So maybe next time on Taria's podcast,
yeah, she has back, all of the space.
She can give me an hour to vent my frustrations. Okay.
Absolutely. So yeah, that Bravo's chat room, it comes on Sundays and Mondays. It's going to be a 6-episode order, so we have 5 to go. Make sure you check it out. It's I like it's the perspective of women, obviously, and 2 Black women, 2 white women, and I would say the only change that I would make is I would add, even on the network in general, I would add a gay man or 2 to the mix, because gay men are such a huge part of the Bravo fan base. I feel that they deserve not only their own show, but also a literal seat at the table. So that's the only thing that I would change about it.
So listen, when they have their own show,
right?
When they have their own show,
right?
You can give me a call, because
I don't know why I'm giving you a call, because I'm not.
I'm talking about whoever's listening to this that has some power or authority or could make that happen.
Okay, you didn't have to cut me down that bad. I was just joking a little bit.
Listen,
like, damn.
I'm not trying to cut you down.
Have to say, I'm talking about someone Hannah with some power
and speak.
Yeah.
I need somebody to hear this and understand where I'm coming from.
Wholeheartedly, guys. But yeah, so that was Bravo's chat room, and we have our one. We saved the. Oh, go ahead, ask.
Because you were just about to say it. We saved the best for last. Absolutely. Because what I want to get into is Housewives of Potomac and Monique
versus Candace. The fight of the century. All the menfolk, the straight menfolk, most of them were watching the Eastern Conference. I don't know, something to do with like soccer or something, basketball, one of those sports. But we were watching our Super Bowl, which was the moment everyone was waiting for. They showed everything, and it was just... I felt like I was there. I felt like I was in the room. I felt like I was in the car. I felt like I was...
I didn't think they were going to show that much. Honestly, I thought it was just going to be like a quick 5 seconds. And then I thought they were just going to 2 days later. You know how they do that.
Blackout and then talk about it. Like, what are you talking about? We didn't see shit. But we actually... we saw everything, honey. Like, okay. I counted, and I know it's petty. I wasn't trying to be petty, but I just wanted to know, like, because I've watched it like 4 times. She held on to Candace's weave for a total of 33 seconds. Do you know how mad?
But can we talk about that's probably how much the producers gave us? Because they cut that shit like
I don't know.
I don't know if they did, but like...
Well, that scene, I counted, and Monique's hand was on Candace's head, pulling for 33 seconds straight. And it was the longest 33 seconds of my 26 years.
That was very awkward.
It was like, where is this coming from? What did she do?
Because
like,
I'm like, I felt like shit
what?
should have got poppin' when Monique was pregnant. Like,
Listen, but she couldn't wait. Okay.
I know. Listen, I know they couldn't have done anything, obviously, but I felt like the argument was a lot worse.
More intense.
Yeah, more intense than
but
now.
This was like a buildup of things, and it's like everyone is just trying to figure out the pieces to the puzzle of like, obviously she was mad. She's been sending subs to Candace all season saying that she's not a real friend, talking about, you know, Charisse's participating in the spreading of the rumor of her allegedly cheating on her husband. But then it's just like, holy shit. And it's like, obviously, I can honestly say out loud, obviously, I'm a Monique stan, but we're on team no one in this, because this was so serious that it was like, leading up to it was like, oh, okay, yes, a fight. But then seeing it just made me really like upset and sad, and I didn't want them to like do that, because it was like, I was trying to give Monique like string, and she kept hanging herself, because it's like, number one, flipping her hair. Like, that's where it started.
You want me to drag you? You want me to drag you?
It was flipping her hair. So number one, you know, Monique started it. You can't touch her hair. Don't do it. Then number two, it was just like her dragging her, holding on to her for so freaking long. And then number three, it's like her running back like the guy in Get Out. Like the way that
they did not want to let Miss Monique out that room.
But she found a way, and she was literally about to beat some more ass. And then I think that was number three. And then number four, it was like the lack of remorse after it happened. So I'm like, oh my God, if Monique could just like,
I think
feel
things
remorseful,
would have been maybe a little bit better for Candace had she been a little bit more prepared.
because like they were just having a time. Yeah, they were just having a time at the freaking winery. But also, I don't know if you guys have been seeing the slow motions of all the Bravo detectives, but did you see that they were arguing? You know, Monique was flicking her hair. Giselle's hand pushed Monique back. When Giselle's hand pushed Monique back, Candace grabbed on to Monique, and then that's when Monique started whamming her ass. So it's just a play-by-play, and I feel like they both played a part in it, but you just should never get physical. And I'm sorry that it happened.
And these are two women. Like, yes, they are petty. Yes, they definitely have, especially Candace. You know, and I have a soft spot for Candace. She's like the rebellious.
She makes good TV. Like, I would never take that away from her, and she knows that. She knows that, honey.
That these are two women of substance that just got lost in the flames. I don't know.
And that's also what I want to talk about. The reason that it was so shocking is because we're used to the Potomac girls arguing. We're used to the Potomac girls being petty. We're used to them even maybe grabbing an umbrella or a butter knife, but we never really thought that it would come to the point where they are putting their hands on one another. And it's like they're just so classy usually, you know, like this is Maryland, like Potomac, like. And then, but what I didn't like is what I'm going to get into is a lot of the Twitter comments and the Instagram comments. You know I'm about to get into it.
You know, I know you are. It's needed. Get in their ass.
Okay, number fucking one. We're not gonna act like we don't have people on Real Housewives of New Jersey flipping tables and going to jail. Okay. So it was very much like, okay, if you were disappointed and upset and you felt away because, you know, it's like you just didn't want to see that because, you know, you liked them and they were above it. I get that. You can be upset about that. But it was a lot of Real Housewives of Potomac is ghetto. It's trashy. It's ratchet. It's hood. And that in itself, if you can sit here and say that you either don't watch Potomac or you don't like Potomac because it's trashy and ghetto, but you can sit up here and watch Real Housewives of New Jersey pull on each other's ponytails in the boutique Yeah, you need to check yourself, honey.
Yes. And can we talk about that Vanderpump Rules when Stassi
When
slapped the
Vanderpump,
shit?
no, when Redacted literally a pimp slapped, backhanded a bitch.
Which,
And you guys
listen,
are
that was
living for it.
deserved. That was deserved. That was deserved. That was deserved.
Right, but whether it was deserved or not, that was ghetto. You know what else was ghetto?
A little bit
When
hood.
a little bit ghetto. You know what else was ghetto? When Lisa Rinna almost got in Kim Richards' ass. That was ghetto. So many people, like, because I went off on our Instagram, like, yo, you can have your thoughts about it. You can be on whatever team you want to be, but you will not sit here and call these Black women ghetto and ratchet when obviously Monique lost her cool. It happened, but OC, Miami, Beverly Hills, okay, New Jersey is the most violent Real Housewives franchise.
You're scaring me. It's like
I'm just because this pissed me off. Like you don't. Yeah. There's literally like a murder for hire case.
They always do
at
that.
The Brownstone restaurant that was featured on New Jersey. New Jersey got people going to federal prison, and you got the nerve to come at Potomac sideways or Atlanta sideways.
And it's like all these girls have done was drag. If anything, they've just dragged and maybe like a kick or two. Like
literally. And then on top of that, it's literally reality TV. Is it okay to put your hands on someone? No, but it happens. It happens.
Because you know what is listen, and here's the unpopular opinion. Is it okay to run your fucking mouth all the time and think you're not gonna get smacked up? Like here's an unpopular opinion, and I know a lot of you guys are gonna be like, "Oh, you shouldn't be putting your hands on anybody." But listen, if you get in my face with the bullshit and you're popping your mouth like you know what you're saying,
right?
Then be prepared.
Listen,
you know where's Dorinda when I need her. Like don't
better fucking well know.
Run
game on me. And I feel like it's been since last week. You never, okay, let me talk to my people who have been like around hood people. I've heard many, even Instagram thotties, I've heard many girls go, when this baby drop, come see about me. And I think that's exactly what Monique did when this baby dropped.
Why do you think that I posted that clip on Instagram on our story? Because it was literally
Monique
the follow-up.
Said when this baby dropped. And again, we're not condoning violence, just
I know it sounds like we might be, but we're not. I promise
we're not condoning it. Yeah. And then, okay, so people are like, well, someone said, oh, it's because Candace and Wendy and Giselle are making a big deal out of it, saying, as Black women, we shouldn't be doing these things. And it's like, okay, on one side, absolutely. Black women need to be lifting each other up in a world that, is existing to tear them down. But at the same time, the only reason that they feel like they have to put on such a classy show and have to be above the mess is because anytime we do things like that, we get called ghetto and ratchet.
Like you have to do things so carefully.
And when you lose it like once, you're ghetto, you're hood, you're ratchet.
But it's super annoying when you're seeing it on Housewives of New York and Housewives of New Jersey, and they've been doing the same old shit for seasons and seasons, getting drunk as shit, sloppy,
throwing glasses. Ramona threw a glass in Kristen's face. Like, can we please talk about Aviva? Someone took off their prosthetic leg and threw it on the table, and you guys said nothing. You were living for it.
Because it's good TV. That's what they said. So let this shit be good TV because guess what it is?
It sure
is. And guess what?
That was literally the most exciting 45 to 50 minutes of my entire life. And I haven't felt this alive since March when quarantine began. Like I knew that I was alive last night because of Real Housewives of Potomac.
On top of that, I also appreciated the way that Chris Samuels handled Monique in that situation. Like,
he was like, yo, you straight up wrong.
Like, you straight up wrong, but it's like at the end of the day,
that's my wife.
That's my wife. And it's like, I'm with that because, that's and that's how Candace's man is towards her too. So,
Exactly.
It's well deserved. But hopefully this is something that they can smooth over. I really don't think it is, because the way I seen that the preview for the next episode, everybody's looking at Monique like she killed somebody. I'm like,
Yeah, like
they
what the
just
hell was that
dragged.
about?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I could be around these
They
ladies
literally
anymore.
had a
Like,
town hall. Like
what?
fucking Monique was the hash slinging slasher. Like, relax. She lost her cool. She blacked out. But
Right.
sometimes, well, disclaimer: I'm not condoning violence. Sometimes you gotta beat a bitch ass. Like sometimes you have to beat a bitch ass, and
Yes.
that's literally what happened.
And it's
And
just,
do I think it was warranted? No, because
no.
I kind of don't see where. Like, I understand. Like, I've watched the lives. I've tried to piece the timelines together. I'm looking at both sides, but nothing warranted, like, if it was just the dragging and that was it, but nothing warranted her running.
It was a buildup of frustration.
NFL, yeah. And
It's
I just
literally
trying to figure out where it came from.
And I think you were right when you said it earlier. From that moment that Monique was pregnant and they got into it last season, I think that Monique held on to that shit.
It is weird,
Like,
though, because they were trying to get
okay,
back on track, and like it's just like, why is she not as upset with Giselle though? Because Giselle was one of the people at the freaking dinner that was allegedly plotting.
well, you know Giselle loves to throw rocks and hide her hand.
Oh, you read about that? No.
So what that doesn't surprise me.
It's just well, what surprised me was that, that Monique let her slide instead of, kind of like drag. Imagine drag Giselle. Like,
because I'm telling you, she was focused on Candace.
Something
Giselle Giselle's gonna be petty every season. She's gonna do some shit every season. So it's like,
I guess it's because it's like, you know what? Like, she felt like if we have a messy friend, like, oh, if our messy friend did some shit, it's whatever. But if me and you did some shit to each other, like, that's a different level of hurt because we were so close at one point.
Right.
So I guess, but either way, I still don't see.
Yeah,
like,
because their relationship deteriorated like
rapidly, and then even when they tried to like fix it, it still wasn't. Like,
it's just awkward. It's like
weird.
It feels forced because number one,
from the baby shower, not the baby shower, but from Ashley's like little first like, mom's out.
Let's be cool again. And then Candace, like in her confessional, she's like, "You think I'm cool with that trick?" It's like, you cannot do that. You cannot. Not to say that she's called her a trick, but you cannot talk smack literally 5 seconds after being nice to somebody in your confessional. It does not work. It will backfire. If you are a housewife listening to this, if you want to get on good terms with someone, do not talk shit about them in your confessional 5 seconds afterwards.
You're totally right. But then also in real time, I feel like they agreed to be cool, and then Monique was still annoyed by the Charisse thing that Candace was claiming that she didn't understand the beef between her and Sharif ran that.
Candace was acting a little like she ain't know, but I know.
Just so complicated. It's like we didn't even get to the rest of the episode. Like, I didn't even know how to sit through the rest of the episode. I can honestly say that the other highlight was
Karen, of course.
Yeah, okay. So the other highlight was Karen and Ray are finding themselves at a standstill in their relationship. That I just feel like I really hope they get over it, but it does not look good. We talked about it on Taria's podcast, where you think that, it's just a hump that they're going to go over. And then the other thing that I absolutely want to talk about is Miss Ashley Darby and her post-nuptial agreement. And I want to say that's exactly how you handle these kind of men. If you cheat again, run me my check.
Run me that money.
Run me that money. And I mean, I'm in it. Yeah, but she deserves every single cent. And it's like, we're not going to act like she's a gold digger or anything, because guess what? There's so many people that have a cheating clause in their prenuptial agreement, i.e., Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel. Look that up. After Justin Timberlake was like booed up with that one girl that he was making a movie with, who says nothing happened, he just got too sloppy drunk. They added another, like they added a cheating clause to it. Like if he slips up again, she gets a certain amount of money.
Wow.
So, and
See,
I will definitely.
I like this.
Oh, honey, when I get married,
I like this.
there's going to be.
I'm gonna have all the. I'm gonna have
the clauses. There's gonna be Santa Claus.
And it's like literally the smallest thing will count as cheating, so I can get the money.
No, that is not.
Did you look at that bitch? Run me my 10,000 now.
Immediately. No, but yeah, I like how she handled that, and she deserves it. And you know, if you guys didn't know, she also said on Twitter last night again that don't really judge her too much about her taking Michael back because she hasn't been faithful to him either. So you have to remember, things have happened outside of Real Housewives of Potomac. We just met these ladies 5 years ago. Yep. So before that 5 years, Ashley was shaking some shit. So I really
want to know more about that, you know, not to get into.
I would love to know exactly who she was hooking up with too. Because I bet it was like a basketball player.
Ashley is one of my homegirls, at least in my head. So Ashley, if you can pull me to the side, like, and just let me know, I would love that.
Agreed. I would love to know. Like, please.
And this will go off the record. Just
you bitches will know nothing.
We talked to Ashley?
What? Huh?
The Ashley Darby?
Huh?
Yeah, I would remember that.
Huh? So, anyways, what else happened? Oh, okay. So that last.
And Giselle and her daughters.
Yeah, that. Not even her daughters, honey. That just her father.
He slept up.
Listen, the real hero of the entire show. Like, that is because we were expecting the fight. There was build up to the fight. The fight has been leaked since it happened and everything that happened after it. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about with you guys. I have this post saved about what happens post fight, which is not really a spoiler. It's just like what we will see in the upcoming episodes. Monique Samuels, after next week's episode, will not be at any group events nor on the cast trip. As well as this, Candace and Giselle will not film with Monique again.
What?
Yeah, so for the rest of the season, Monique will not be around.
But my thing is, why is oh my gosh, okay.
And yeah, like, why is Giselle inserting herself in making this a town hall?
Number one, okay, here's the thing.
Oh no, Aaron's got pissed, you guys. Aaron got pissed, you guys.
Why is Giselle hopping her green-eyed banded ass in everything but what she needs to be worried about? Listen, Giselle has a lot on her plate, and we're not even going to talk about what's on her plate. We're not even.
Well, we don't have to talk about it because her daddy talked about it. So go ahead.
And that's on that. We know her plate is full, and it has a lot of stuff on it. I mean, green beans, Chinese food. We're going over. We have a lot on our plate, so she should not be worried about anything that Monique has on her shelf.
I'm hearing that they're trying to push her out, Monique out. Candace and Giselle
are not going to happen.
Trying to push her out.
It's not going to happen because what are we going to do? I'm not even going to be that. I'm not even. I'm not.
This really brought out Aaron to play because he's not having it with Monique.
I'm not. Not Monique is my girl, but as far
just
as Giselle,
in general,
I think Giselle needs to stay out of it. I think she has a lot to worry about this season, and that's all I'm going to say on that. I'm not even going to speak on it because it's none of my business. Just like what Monique and Candace is going through is none of her business. So I think we should just call a spade, be quiet, look pretty, and try to dress.
Ooh, and that is on that. So yeah. That's Real Housewives of Potomac. That's how we feel, and that's just that on that. So, what
All
else?
love, peace, love, happiness.
But what I will say is Potomac has been delivering. Like, I'm sorry, Beverly Hills took 2 storylines. The first half was, them being mad about Denise Richards saying that she didn't want her kids around them, which she didn't say. She didn't want her kids around adult talk. The second half of the season was this whole Brandy thing where she played herself because she didn't even get invited to the reunion.
She played herself, and
imagine
it's like,
doing all of that. Imagine literally screaming in the middle of Buca de Beppo that you licked the girl's clit.
It's like, it's so unnecessary,
and nothing happened for you. And she literally is still begging. I think she had Andy on her podcast and like had her son. No, I swear to God, like she had her son make a video saying, "When are you gonna do right by my mom and like get
never
her back on the show?"
Never. When your mom stops screaming out about eating somebody's clit in a prestigious restaurant like that. Prestigious. Listen, that's when she'll get recognized, and that's when she might be considered.
Right.
But until then, no, because that's not strong enough and that's not good enough.
Right.
The ladies have forgot about the original formula. What are we doing? I'm about to turn into Jocelyn right now because I do not understand.
Not Jocelyn Hernandez.
It's like,
no, but that's what I wanted to make a point of. Like, Real Housewives of Potomac has multiple storylines unfolding, whereas Real Housewives of Beverly Hills was dragging a stale-ass storyline that Denise gave nothing to. So Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, as much as, I enjoyed talking about your season and I enjoyed Denise Richards, and obviously Garcelle made the season even better. I'm even a fan of Sutton, and, Dorit became the MVP, but you guys are going to have to come harder after Potomac. Potomac is absolutely changing the landscape of Real Housewives of the franchises of Real Housewives.
And one thing I will say, and I want to kind of backpedal a little bit and say this. I feel like what Giselle has, this is her own. This is a good season for her. She has
this is very on brand for her. She literally gets in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
Instigates everything.
And I just wanted this season to be different for her. Like, you're about to get married, ma'am. You're about to start a family.
Start.
Well, rekindle or
She's about to start a family. Is Giselle pregnant? Do you know something? No, I don't know.
But she's about to get her family back together,
Right.
So,
and I feel like she literally just turned 50, so it's like, when do you...
It's exactly, so why are we worried about Monique? Why do we not want to film with Monique? I just don't understand.
She is a fan favorite, and they love to like just
I'm praying for Giselle, and I'm praying for... I'm praying for Candace too, because I really hope that we can just get back on track, because
I want them to have, like, it just seems like right now, if you were to ask me if Candace and Monique could ever be friends again, I would say no. It's just too much has happened, not just on screen, but the way that I hear that the season plays out, people take sides. Then on top of that, all the lives that they did, all of the interviews that they're doing, everything else is just literally too much. So no, I do not think that they can be friends again. However, I do think that they are able to have a working relationship, and they can be on the same season, period.
I think that they could be friends again if they eliminate the bullshit, and if they eliminate certain women getting in the middle of their situation. And by certain women, you know who I'm talking about. Yes. If they eliminate Giselle's ass,
okay, but you just...
they could get to...
Did you just say certain women, and you know who I'm talking about, and then
call out Giselle, because I might as well. I've said
God,
I've already said too much.
You are acting like me this podcast. You know how when I go on my rants, and you're literally like the Kim to my Kanye. Right now, I feel like Kim and you're Kanye, but I'm
I'm
living for
not
it.
trying to go
I'm
hard
living for
on
it. I'm living
her.
for it. No,
I'm just
just get
trying
it
to
out.
say that
Check
she
it out. Check
needs
it out. Check
to
it out.
not
Check it
worry about
out.
this. This should be the least of her concerns.
Right.
Let those ladies solve their own problems and differences. In the hood, I remember. Do you remember, like, growing up when two women, two men, whatever it was, when they had problems, you did what you did, you talked your shit, you fought. If you fought, you fought, you went back in the house, and that was it. You're not going to keep popping your mouth and talking about it for the rest of the year. It's just not
Yeah.
going to happen. It's either you're going to do
Mm-hmm.
something about it or you're not.
Right. Right. And I think that we all know the hero of this season so far. For me, is personally going to be Karen because she's just like
Karen.
enough.
I would say Ashley Darby for me.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's hard. That's hard. I think Ashley because of the way that she's handling things, but
Yeah.
I'm talking about like as far as like being like
Oh, yeah.
a
Yeah.
diplomatic,
Because listen, Karen has her own,
trying
and
to
this
be
is what
level-headed, but she cannot stand Giselle. Karen
and I
cannot
get it.
stand Giselle at all.
Listen, in the
Karen goes
confessional,
ham in the confessionals on
she's going
Twitter,
off.
on interviews, on TV, on
I
radio.
see.
Karen is not here
But
for Giselle.
Karen is just trying to say what I'm saying, I think, but
Right.
just it's coming across, a little bit more harsh because she knows Giselle
Because she's
personally.
sick of it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just get sick of people's shit and you have to say
And
what
enough
you
is
have to say.
enough.
Right.
It's like I'm ready for Giselle. Give the other girls the flag to start some drama. It's like, why is it you every season? All I see is those green eyes, and then I'm like, here we go.
Right.
And then I see Robin like behind her.
Hold on. Okay. So I'm liking Robin a little bit more this season. I don't know why, but she's just like when she gets around Giselle, it's one thing. But like Robin by herself, I like Robin by herself.
Yes. And I also want to say that too. I love Robin, but I think Giselle is a bad influence. I'm gonna say it. I think she's a little bit messy, and people just do not know how to contain the mess when they hang around her.
Your problematic friend. She's your problematic friend.
And that's why Karen's like, I can't stand her. Like, because Karen has her own shit going on. Right. She's worried about her marriage. She's probably worried about her daughter. Like, she has all this stuff going on.
She also doesn't want the... oh my God, Ashley Darby just like replied to our story and was like, preach babes. I just wanted to break the news that Ashley Darby watched our story and actually gives a fuck about what we have to say.
And that's why Ashley's my girl. And that's why she's the hero of this season.
Yeah. I've decided to change my answer, Professor. Ashley Darby is definitely the MVP of the season. Not only the way that she handles her marriage, but also the way that she sees and she respects our style. And, us defending Black women in general and the Black women on Bravo. So, Ashley, we love you. But yeah, that's just that on that. Giselle's messy. Monique was wrong. And I just want them to come to Jesus and get it together.
In conclusion, there you go. Oh my gosh.
That's it. That's how we have to summarize that.
Oh my God. The Potomac rant was so long.
This is probably going to be our longest podcast, maybe.
It is, because we're approaching like almost, I believe.
Like an hour, right? Like a bit over an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we finna run out of credit with Buzzsprout. So we love you guys. We don't have a pot stirrer right now. So how about you just send us some of the most messiest ghetto moments that you can think of from all the franchises. And, we will try to get back to you guys because we love when you message us and we love when you comment with us. And we love you and thank you so much for listening.
Wait, the 5K giveaway. We have
my God, yes. I'll let you do it.
We've reached 5K, guys. Like, if I could fucking blow a horn or some shit right now, I would. Thank you guys so much for just listening, for following, for just engaging in our mess, because when we do our polls, you guys are there. When we do our live tweets, you guys are there. You guys are there on the stories. Like, you guys show up all the time, and we're just forever thankful and grateful.
We're gonna have 3 giveaways. I know this is excessive, and our broadcasters shouldn't be doing it, but that's how much we love you. We're gonna have. No, I'm announcing it. We're gonna have 3 giveaways. You get a car. You get a car.
Okay, guys, guys are not getting no damn car.
Okay, but there's going to be 3 prizes. Okay, so listen closely. Thank you for following us, and continue to tell people to follow us and continue to share us. And we love you. Please. And we're going to go and probably rewatch Potomac. So we'll catch you on the next episode. And thank you for listening.
Bye. Love you guys.